Puppy chewing and shredding, is it causing you some frustration or concern? I've got you covered with today's video. Hi, I'm Michelle, your fear-free certified trainer, and I'm coming to you with tons of puppy tricks and tips. I've got tons of great info here on my YouTube channel, and when you're ready to take your training to the next level, you're gonna love all the fun training games in our online puppy training program. So be sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss another launch of one of our newest videos. Now today, we're gonna tackle a frequently asked question I get in my puppy training Facebook group. Now, my dog likes to chew things and shred things. How do I stop this behavior? Well, first, let's do a quick mindset check here. Chewing and shredding are natural doggy behaviors. Chewing is actually a stress reliever and good for cool down routines. Shredding is also a natural behavior of dogs who are deconstructing whatever treasure they found. Dogs explore the world with their mouths and their noses, so this behavior allows them to really dig in and get to know the item. But not all chewing and shredding is healthy for a dog. You want to avoid allowing the dog to do this with things like sticks and pine cones. Now, your dog might want to, but these hard objects can actually damage the soft tissue of an esophagus or a stomach. So if you have a dog who wants to consume these items, we have a video to guide you on how to manage it and keep your dog and your gardens or yard safe. Okay, let's take a look at these behaviors separately though. So I want to share with you how we can give the dogs an outlet for this natural behavior without driving us humans too crazy. Dogs, they have an urge to chew. This could be a way that they're exploring the item. It could be your dog trying to relieve some stress or boredom. It could be your dog trying to satisfy that urge to chew that usually accompanies the teething phase of development. I want to talk about teething for a moment. So we usually see teething start at around 16 weeks of age, but it can be sooner too. Teething usually continues until 6 or 7 months of age, although the teeth are still moving and can be pretty painful to your dog all throughout that first year. So if you can imagine the angst of a baby who's cutting a new tooth, well, then you can imagine how a puppy's feeling. That's why we often see some really frustrating behaviors when the puppy's teething. They're communicating their aches and pains, but in a different way than we're used to seeing. So be sure to provide your puppy with a good variety of chew toys. Some days he might want something hard. Other days he'd prefer something soft. Offer a few different ones to see which one works in that moment. If your dog is chewing something that he should not be chewing, then you'll need to step up the puppy proofing. He doesn't know that a sock is not okay, but a rope toy is okay. These items are all interesting to him. In fact, the sock carries a lot more scent, so it's probably even more interesting. Now, I'm not saying put the rope toy in your shoe to soak up scent, but it couldn't hurt. A lot of our students actually store toys in the treat or dog food bag to make them more interesting. Puppy proofing is really important, but I know it can be hard to block off big areas of a house from those puppy teeth. But the more your dog chews on the leg of the table, the more he's gonna make this a habit. So use a pen or some baby gate to prevent him from getting to those things. Now, this is temporary while he's teething and while you're teaching him what you want him to chew instead. Usually you can start to relax on the puppy proofing at around 9 months of age, if you've been doing the training consistently. I do have some other good hacks on puppy proofing that might save you from having to buy a new table. You can check it out here. Now, there's really no limit as to the things your dog can enjoy chewing. Some of our recommendations are nylabones, benabones, yak chews, split antlers, bully sticks, and collagen sticks. Every puppy is different, so you're gonna have to evaluate your pup's chew style, as well as their digestive system to determine the best product. The yak chews are often one of the best. It's a pretty hard chew, but did you know that you can actually put it in water for about 5 minutes and then microwave it and it becomes a big puff? Then it becomes softer. Be sure to use some kind of holder for a bully stick and those collagen sticks. It can prevent your puppy from consuming the hard stick when it gets too small. Rather than simply handing your dog a chew toy and expecting him to abandon the table leg, you might have to work a little harder to find the right match. So if he's chewing the table leg, he might be seeking something harder. That's just what feels good to him at the moment. So the yak chew would be a good choice to redirect to. But if he's chewing on your shoe, he might be seeking something a little more flexible and softer. So in that case, maybe a collagen stick could be a good option. Now, your dog is going to have different preferences for chew items at different times, so I want you to pay close attention to try to match their preference at that time. Like I mentioned earlier, you could store chew toys like nylabones and benabones in the treat or the food bag to help soak up some yummy scents. You can also dip it in pet-safe bone broth and then freeze it. For some chew toys, like the nylabone and the benabone, they sometimes need a little upgrading to make them enticing. Now you can help the dog get started on chewing it by maybe grating off a few pieces and also smearing something tasty on it, like cream cheese or yogurt or baby food. Get creative. Whatever you do, please don't expect your dog to stop chewing. Chewing is good and healthy for dogs. And the more you can provide an appropriate outlet for chewing, the more your dog's need will be satisfied and he'll be less likely to head to your furniture. Puppy brains are still pretty basic, however, so you're gonna need some type of puppy proofing for the first few months at least. Now I like this pen that has the vertical bars and a gate. You can put it around areas where your puppy might chew something harmful or hazardous. After that info, if you're still feeling frustrated by destructive chewing, I have a video that goes into more detail on the topic, and it has some good suggestions to try. You can check it out here if that sounds like your situation. Now, what about shredding? I recently had someone ask a question about shredding in my Facebook group. She shared that her dog loved to shred and was wondering if that was okay. Bottom line, yes. We had so many comments from other members sharing the things their dogs loved to shred. So common shredding items are cardboard boxes, paper bags from the grocery store, packing material, toilet paper and paper towel tubes. Some of our members also shared how much their dogs loved lettuce and cabbage, and it makes a great option for dogs who aren't good at spitting out the paper yet. So if your dog loves to shred but eats the paper, you can work on a drop it cue to teach him to spit it out. You're gonna need to work on the drop it skill with general items first though. You can find the games to teach it in my online puppy training program. I'll put a link in the description below this video for you. For dogs who are getting older and ready for a little more mental challenge, you can wrap the paper in a few more layers, kind of like an onion. Then your dog has to get through a blanket or a towel or maybe a dishcloth before finally getting to the shredding part. This is a great way to slow down your dog's mealtime if he consumes food too quickly, or just a great enrichment activity for a rainy day. If you have a bag from a to-go order of food, this is going to be really interesting for your pup to shred. Get creative. Every time you change something about the shredding activity, it's a new experience for your dog. This is actually a lot cheaper than buying new puzzle toys every week. A few other options for shredding are things like carrots and celery and cucumbers. These work great for pups who are still trying to swallow that paper. You can freeze them to make them last even longer. Just watch your puppy's preferences on how hard or soft the item is to be interesting and easy to get started. Some people buy cheap dog toys for the pup to shred. Dogs do love to destroy, but I'd be cautious of this because it only takes a moment of distraction for your dog to consume the toy or something that was in it, like a squeaker. But one toy that you might like is a terrible. This toy actually comes with all kinds of appendages that are Velcro, so it's really fun for your dog to rip apart the pieces. This is a human and dog activity though. Because he doesn't have thumbs, you're gonna need to put the toy back together each time. But this is a great example of slowing down play so it doesn't get too overstimulating. Teaching your puppy patience while you put the legs back on is a great side benefit. You can check out these toys using the link below this video. They have a lot of different colors and sizes for all different dogs. Now, if your dog already has one, comment below if he loves it. And if your dog loves to shred, let us know what his or her favorite item is. I'm sure other followers are gonna appreciate the suggestions. I do hope you've come away from this video with a slightly different perspective on letting your dog shred and chew. And I hope you and your pup enjoy these activities together. All right, this is Michelle, along with the How to Train a Dream Dog team. We wish you and your pup a blessed day. Are you loving this great info? If you love our stuff, please let us know. Leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, or use the super thanks. And at the very least, tune into some awesome trainers like me to get advice from, like on this YouTube channel. You might want to bookmark our website too, which shares more about our online puppy training program.